Hey. It's been a day. It is now nighttime. And we are here to talk about the recorded phone conversation of Young Thug's co-defendant talking with his baby mama about, you guessed it, telling. He's a Teletubby. But anyways, his baby mama was on the line telling him that he needs to think about his son. He needs to go ahead and cooperate so he can go home. He can't be worried about them folks because he has a son that he has to take care of. I got a few things to say about this. When he was outside making money from the illegal things that he was allegedly participating in, was he thinking about your son at that time? Maybe partially. As in, he knew he needed money in order to raise a child. But was he thinking long term about the potential effects that he could be taken away from his son, like the current circumstances that are happening exactly right now? Or did you believe that it couldn't happen? Or did you not care and you said, well, we're going to ride this wave while it, goes, and then we'll deal with that as it comes along? I don't know. That's something that he has to deal with, regardless of what his, regardless of having a child, regardless of what his woman thinks. And I'm a full supporter of people being there for their children. But that comes at the forefront of these kind of decisions, meaning that the reason that I don't go and participate in organized crime is because, and I don't even have kids, but I plan on having them one day. And I would like to be free in order to experience raising them and actually organizing and running my family. See, I think about that today, and that actually influences not only what I think and what I say, but also what I do. Every day that I leave my home, I could go stick a person up with a gun and take their money. But I say, no, I value my freedom, and I don't want it taken away from me, because everything else that's on the table for me is worth more than momentary gains of money. That's my first point. My next point is, you should never listen to your baby mother. Point blank, period. What is this woman saying to you right now? That you need to come home and think about your child. It's not your wife. And when you get home, what is going to happen? Are you guys going to be together? Are you going to get married? Are you going to start a life? Are you going to go straight and narrow? Or are you just listening to some woman that you put seed into, telling you, that you have to go home so you can do what? When you were home, you weren't with your child. You were outside doing things that ended up getting you arrested. Men in general should not be listening to a woman telling them what to do. I don't even know why that man was on his phone. But I actually do know why he was on his phone. Because he portrayed himself as a big, tough gangster. But he was a human, just like everybody. And he had a loved one that he was thinking about when he was locked up. So he called her. And he spoke to her about how much he loves her and how much he wanted to be with her and be near her. So she starts telling him things about what he needs to do in order to go be home with her and their son. And he acquiesces to that. Or, well, he hadn't yet, and probably won't get the chance to. Well, I mean, he might as well go full force now, actually. He honestly going to want to put those guys away because, which brings me to my next point. What makes you think that you getting out means that you just get away clean? That you and your family get to live happily ever after or something like that? If you care about your son, this was probably one of the worst possible things that could have happened for you. Do you know what I'm saying? You're going back to my last point, listening to your baby mom and even having that conversation, even entertaining, letting her, she shouldn't even be allowed to have that conversation with you. She should know that already. You should have hung up the phone when she started trying to tell you about what you should do with yourself in your life. A woman should not have an authority over a man in general like that, but especially not in these circumstances. Because now, because of the words that left her mouth, your son is in more danger than he ever was in by just having you locked up. Now we know what danger her, your son, and yourself are all in. All because, once again, the lack of forethought. All because of not thinking about this very circumstance being a potential outcome of previous actions. Here we are. So let's, as outsiders, observe this situation and take as much secondhand knowledge and wisdom from it that we can and use that in our own lives so that we don't end up like the losers that I talk about in these stories. This man is a loser in every sense of the word. He is a criminal. He is a snitch. He is and I hate to use this term, but he's a beta male. I mean, look at him listening to his baby mom like, yeah, you right. No, yeah, I need to get home, so I could be with y'all. Utterly disgusting. So, to all the men who aren't equipped in that way, all the people who don't want to go down a similar pathway, you should think about that before committing the crime and stay on the straight and narrow. And if you do, please be prepared to take what comes with the lifestyle for the sake of your family. And please get your woman to fully understand that she doesn't make the rules and she shouldn't speak on the rules, because now your child is in danger because your baby mama spoke out of a place of emotion. How unfortunate for you, sir.